The Frozen Four down in Tampa coming up next week. Here are the matchups. Number 5 BU taking on the 1 seed Minnesota. That's the early game on April 6th. After that, it's Michigan, the 3 seed taking on Quinnipiac, the 2 seed. Quinnipiac back in the Frozen Four for the 3rd time in the last 11 years. Rand Pecknold is the head coach of Quinnipiac. He joins us now. Rand, congratulations on the success so far this season. A long layoff between your last game and your next game down in Tampa. How do you approach that as a coach?
Well, you know, it's always good because it's kind of frenetic when you make the Frozen Four. There's so much planning that goes into getting there and everything. So we got a couple guys banged up right now from the Ohio State game. So we'll get healthy. And, just do what we've done all year. Our practices are hard and high compete, and we'll stay focused. And kids are hungry. Obviously, we know we have a big test in Michigan. It's a great team, tons of talent. But we're looking forward to it. We're excited.
How do you see the similarities and or differences between World Junior, coming down the pipe in World Junior, and Frozen Four in college hockey from your perspective?
Well, I think when you have your team for the full year, when I have Quinnipiac, there's so many more things you can do with the details and get a little more advanced. With World Junior, which I was just thrilled with that experience. What an opportunity for me. So I really appreciate USA Hockey giving me that opportunity. John Van Beesbroek giving me that chance. But that was, you got to get so much in, and we got 6 practices, and you're playing your first game. You have them a little bit in the summer, not much. So you really got to kind of think about what you want to cover, and I wouldn't say dumb it down at all, but you can't get that detailed. But it was a great group. Luke Hughes was our captain. He did a phenomenal job, and obviously we had the 5 Michigan kids. I think we have 11 kids in this Frozen Four that were all on that team.
So being a Western Canadian kid and playing major junior, the one and dones are a little different for me. Is there a way that you approach the game that would be different than, say, a 7-game playoff series? Do you coach differently knowing it's a one-off, or how do you do? Obviously, you're used to that with World Juniors and with the college thing, but do you think there's a difference between a 7-game series and a one-off?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's just not a lot of room for error. You better be ready to go, and if you're not ready to go, you better reload and reset pretty fast. But you see a lot of times in these tournaments, teams jump out to early leads, and obviously Ohio State scored second shift of the game on us, but we battled back, took the 2-1 lead after the first. But you really need to be focused and get after it right from the get-go.
You mentioned your familiarity with some of the guys on Michigan, having coached 5 of them at the World Juniors this year. So you know them, they know you. Does that make the scouting report a wash?
I guess, yeah. I could go through all 5 of them for you if you wanted me to, but
you can save the trade secrets.
He was our captain. But he was, I know what he does, and I don't know how we're going to stop him. But he's just so dynamic and so unique, and all those guys are good. Seamus Case, he's so dynamic, and I just think for us, whether we're playing Luke Hughes or Logan Cooley or whoever we have to go through, or Sean Farrell at Harvard, you got to defend in layers. They're gonna beat guys at this level. They're gonna beat you one-on-one, and that's okay. It's gonna happen. I think the key thing is you got the second layer, and sometimes you need a third layer there. And the thing that these elite players are good at is they beat that first layer and then they hit that backdoor pass. So we got to do a good job of jumping that second, with that second layer quick, and still covering that backdoor play, which really protects your goaltender.
All right, that's Michigan. How about the scouting report on you guys, the Bobcats? Give us some of the players that have maybe impressed you this season, or guys that we need to watch coming up next week.
Well, Yanni Peretz is the best goalie in the country. He's he should win the Richter Award as the top goalie if you look at all his stats. He's been outstanding. Colin Graff's leading our team in scoring, 56 points. He's been great. Zach Metz is our top guy in the back end. But we got a lot of other guys like Skylar Brindamore, Ethan DeYoung, Sam Lipkin's been great. Quillen. There's just a lot of guys that are contributing. I think for us, we have a really good team. We're selfless. We lock into details. We play a really good system. We want to be a puck possession team. Obviously, our defensive stats are off the charts with the goals that we let up. But it's not. We are a good defensive team. But I think it's more we have the puck, and we want to play offense. And when we're playing offense, we don't have to defend.
I see a lot of people in our hallways here, and a lot of people in our hallways at ESPN that are big Quinnipiac alums that love the team. There's something special about that program. So for a lot of viewers that have never been to the campus or have never been to watch your group play live, what is it that makes it so unique to allow for the love-in that a lot of your alums have for your school?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, it's what I think the biggest thing is what Quinnipiac hockey has done for the university. Just, it's our third trip to the Frozen Four, but it's galvanized our not just Bobcat Nation, but our alums that just went to didn't play hockey there in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like we don't have football. So, for our hockey team, to be ranked in the top 5, I mean, we were 1 for a little bit this year, but to go to the Frozen Four, it's just such a unique opportunity. And again, like I said, it just galvanizes our community and galvanizes Bobcat Nation.
I know we're looking ahead. I want to look back on that goal from Christophe Tellier against Ohio State to put you guys up 2, I think, late. The alley-oop goal, I mean, that thing was a thing of beauty. I know we've got video of it here. What was your perspective on the bench? Did you know what he did out there?
I did, and he's so creative, and just it doesn't shock me that he pulls that off. I don't know if you guys we're going to start referring to as the Tellier or the Quinnipiac. We could do that too. That's probably better for us long-term recruiting. We got the Michigan goal, we get the Quinnipiac goal now, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Obviously, everything had to happen right for him, but he is an elite player with a really high skill set and a really high IQ.
I like that. We've got the Michigan. Now we have the Quinnipiac. Hey, Coach, we talked about your experience in the Frozen Four. This is the 3rd time in the last 11 years. How does this team compare to some of the other teams you've had taken down to this final 4 teams?
Yeah, I mean, very comparable. I think all 3 teams that we've done it with is just high culture, high character, great teams, selfless kids, great goalies, all 3 teams. Eric Hartzell, Michael Gartig, now Yanni Peretz. Maybe the only difference a little bit, like in 16, I had Devon Tays and Connor Clifton. And Devon was, he might have been the best player in college hockey that year. He was just a Corsi machine. As you see now with the Avalanche, he's doing the same thing. But we've got, just a well-rounded team. We're deep, we play hard, and, we're committed to being selfless.
Well, Rand, like we said, congratulations on the success so far. We know you guys aren't done. You haven't accomplished the ultimate goal just yet. So good luck the rest of the way. We look forward to that game next week against Michigan.
All right, great. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
All right.